Welcome to another Fall of the Empire. These are, in my opinion, the direct enemies of America. Here they are making you more poor, making sure there's more crime in your area, making you more demoralized. By having crime in your area, making your area cheaper to live in, cheaper to do businesses. Now the first thing and the rule of economics is safety. Safety equals police. That's why in most places where there's more money, you see more police. Neighborhood watches, cameras everywhere. I leave you here with your peoples. Enjoy.
So we've been talking about defunding the police.
There's some issues that we ask police to do, like mental health issues or policing in schools and all the rest.
Right off rip, two bimbos. Two bimbos that couldn't relate to a person like me or someone watching this if we smacked them in the face. And they think they have the answers for everything. I would be surprised if any of these ladies ever felt their safety threatened because they were walking into the store, because there was a whole bunch of dudes just there waiting to smack you up because you're Dominican or because you're white or because you're black. Only someone that hasn't gone through that wants the police gone. So off rip, Nancy Pelosi and AOC, two bimbos. Let's keep going.
Perhaps we can shuffle some of that money around.
Suck it up. Defunding the police has to happen. We need to defund the police.
Mayor Eric Garcetti.
Now these two bimbos, the one that just spoke and this one, are just blinded by their own hatred. And again, can't relate. Again, have never been afraid to walk from one place to the other because criminals are there. And if you walk through there, they might give you $1.50 and scar you for the rest of your life. These aren't these people, because people like that, we know each other. All we gotta do is look at each other and we know what's up. So yeah, this lady right here was keeping people in jail so that they can work, exploiting them, basically modern day slavery over weed smoke. You a Democratic dude, man, and you're a minority dude, you're a black dude, a Hispanic dude, a poor dude. You bugging, you're fucking bugging. Let's continue.
He's saying take some of the money from policing, about $150 million.
I applaud Eric Garcetti for doing what he's done.
Funding isn't necessarily...
Oh, Mandela Barnes. Woo, Mandela Barnes. Now, I don't know where the hell this guy's testosterone went, but it's no longer with him. God, this guy I can't stand the most. These little know-it-alls that were probably popular in high school and just been yapping. They just been yapping their whole life and people just been nodding without really challenging them. This is another guy that can't relate to being in the hood. He's gonna lie and say he can, but he can't. He can't. He wouldn't be calling for the funding of the police. I couldn't talk to this guy if I seen him.
As aggressive as a lot of folks paint it. You know, school budgets get cut almost every year.
Not only do we need to disinvest for employees.
This person hates America and has sex with her brother, or married her brother. She married her brother for sure. If they had sex, I don't know, but I know they're married.
But we need to completely dismantle the Minneapolis Police Department.
So yes, to some defunding.
And she said that 9/11 was just some things that people did, because some people did some things.
We have to reallocate resources, so yes.
Would you echo calls from some Black Lives Matter activists to defund the police?
It's scary how all these people calling for this are minorities. It's scary, bro. And it makes me, it makes me just, I don't even know the word for it. I just really, really, really wish that people that look like me were not acting this way, man. That's all I gotta say, bro.
Well, I think now is the time that we need to actually do that work.
It is outdated, it is wrong-headed thinking to think that the only way you're going to get communities to be safe is to put more police officers on the street. So yes, defund your butts.
There's definitely a cancer in this country the cancer of ideas, and for some reason it sticks more with the minority community and the women community, especially white women and brown men and black men. That should be addressed. What is it about fucking women and brown men that make them want to destroy this country? And I guarantee you, they're all American natives. None of these people wanting this were born outside of this country. Except for that Muslim bitch. But her, I don't know what the hell her problem is. Ilhan Omar, that lady is insane. But most of these people, because you always have your exception to the rule. That's the rule of the universe. Supposedly that's why the Big Bang happened, because it couldn't be perfect black. There was just that little dot. Boom. Anyway, I don't want to go crazy with it. I said supposedly because I don't understand cosmology that well. But there is that rule. Nothing is uniform. Nothing is obsolete. So yeah, Ilhan Omar is from this country, but every one of these idiots doesn't really know what a bad country is, and they're messing with the one that comes pretty close to being perfect, as perfect as we can make it under the constraints that we have on this planet. Let's continue.
We do need to reimagine.
Look at this guy, John Fetterman. This guy's a crackhead. So John Fetterman is from Pennsylvania. This guy wants to free 1/3 of all inmates. 1/3 of all inmates. He wants to free 1/3 of all inmates, which means you have 100% of people in jail right now. He wants to leave 25% of them and the rest out. Now, if you've been to jail, you know that's a stupid fucking idea. You know half the niggas in jail are crazy motherfuckers. Half of them. Whether they're in crime for violence or not, they just ain't get caught for that shit yet, bro. You know how many people I done fucked up before I got caught for my first violent offense? I got caught for my first violent offense when I was 21, bro. I had done beat up a lot of people before then. So if you would have freed me based on me not being violent, yeah, right. John Fetterman, a fucking crackhead. And he for sure, and this nigga does drugs. Look at his fucking pupils. This guy's got dilated pupils and everything. Oh my lord. Let's continue.
We are dispatched to these scenes in terms of
his neck is broken. Bro, he probably got drunk and broke his fucking neck. This guy's a fucking idiot.
So again, what I mean by defund the police is not take all funds from the police. It is a reduction of the funding going into the police department.
They are talking about reducing the allocation of resources to that department, and I think every single
so far in the so defund the police shit, I seen one white guy, right? And then we're probably gonna see Beto O'Rourke, a fucking fool that was trying to pass as Hispanic. Where's the honor with these people? These people have like no honor. And I understand Republicans be lying and bullshitting and stealing, but Jesus Christ, they don't try to say that they're another race. My God. They don't try to defund the fucking police department and open the fucking borders. My God. You know? There's stupidity and then there's insanity.
In this country ought to be thinking about the same thing.
The minute you talk about reducing a police department's budget, and it's like, oh hell.
If I say what I was thinking when I look at Mandela Barnes, I'd be deplatformed from YouTube for instigating violence.
And everybody acts like you're signaling Armageddon, but that's not the case.
Yes, I said.
Oh, it's the case, you fucking idiot. You see, this nigga's not from the hood. He's saying that when you say defund the police, you're signaling the Armageddon. Have you seen what's happening in LA right now? Are you seeing what's happening in the Bronx right now? They're attacking old people, beating the shit out of women in public. There's gropers and mopeds going around, grabbing women by the ass. You don't believe me? Follow me on the channel, Tarzan Reacts to Violence, which got taken down. Because I'm just posting the results of these policies. And this idiot is so stupid and so out of touch with what happens in the hood that he doesn't even know that they're trying to pass that defund the police, the bail reform law. They're trying to pass it in Chicago. You know what the hood is calling it? You know what the hood is calling that law before it passes? The purge law. Meaning niggas in the hood is waiting for that shit to go down so they can run amok. Yo, fact check me, bro. Go do your hood research, man. Have someone from Chicago on Instagram. Yo, what's up with that purge? What you mean about that purge? And they're gonna tell, yeah, we're waiting for them to pass that shit so we can get it in. Let's continue.
For the reallocation of resources from NYPD.
We will be moving funding from the NYPD to youth initiatives and social services.
Yes, I support the defund movement. I'm for responsible reallocation of resources.
And defund the police.
I think you do all those other things, you don't need all the money that's going to the police department. So yeah, I mean, the spirit of it, I do support that.
We need to invest more in neighborhood services.
These are dangerous ideas. These people's ideas are extremely dangerous, man. These people are crazy. I mean, I don't care about their ideas. I don't live in their fucking states. I don't really give a shit. But I just want to point out, these people are just, not them. They're not dangerous themselves, because this guy's a punk. These people are punks. That's what they're calling for the funding of the police, because I don't think they understand how things go in real life. Like, things can get gangster, bro. Someone could bash your face in for fun, brother. For fun, brother. For fun. All right? And you're going to need the police, man. And you're going to need a gun, bro, to defend yourself, because you look about 5'2". You look about 5'2", brother. And you're balding at 27. You look like a very weak man, Mr. Mandela Barnes. I really rethink my stance on getting rid of the police and getting rid of guns.
Programming for our residents, for our communities on the front end. Where will that money come from? Well, it can come from overbloated budgets and police departments.
So no, we should not continue to fund more and more our law enforcement, putting the pressure on them to be the whole
This guy ain't from the hood either.
Yeah, and you know, a lot of
that guy looks like one of those geeks from high school that never really chill with nobody. Some fat dude that just used to get a fucking shape up and shit. Just to not get smacked up outside the head and he just be in the corner. You feel me? That's how I used to be too. That's why I know. Because I was that kid. I was that fat kid in the corner. You know what I'm saying? Till I fucking snapped and shit. You know what I mean? But I know what it's like to be in the receiving end of the bullshit. And I know what it's like to be in the giving end of this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So I know who are the pussies. Because, hell, I've been a fucking pussy. And I know who are the fucking bullies, bitch-ass motherfuckers who are pussies too. Because I've been that too. You know what I'm saying? There's not a lot of moral vitamins or supplement you're gonna get out of being in the hood. You're not. The best thing you can do is get the fuck out of there. Because if you're a gangster, you're a little bitch. And if you're not, you're a little bitch too. It's hard to explain. But those in the hood, they know what I mean. Those people that are older enough to understand, you know what I mean? Like, you don't want to be that bitch ass nigga getting bullied, but you don't really want to be the bully either. Not if you're a real man. So, instead of romanticizing these people, let's teach these people to change and get the fuck out of there. Because by defunding the police, you're romanticizing the criminal. That's all you're really doing. So, I don't know if we're gonna keep going with this, man, because this is a long video, but let's go a little bit more, man. Fuck it, let's fucking go.
Asked if we could imagine a future without police back in 2017 when we were running for office. And I answered yes to that question.
We are going to reduce funding in the police department and redirect that money.
Imagine all these people calling for this if there was no police. These would be the first people getting raped. This would be the first people getting killed. This would be the first people getting butchered. Butchered alive. It's insanity. They're like children, bro. They're like children. It's like when your kid is just begging you to let him touch the hot stove. He's begging you to let him touch the hot stove. You know? And the only reason why we as a society can't let these people touch the hot stove, because the hot stove's going to burn us too. I wish these people could just move to their own state and they could try their own shit over there. That'd be fucking amazing. And there's some of that going on. Just follow the Bronx, LA, and soon, may God have mercy on their souls, Chicago.
There's no reason the police budget should just keep growing and growing and growing. They can make sensible cuts.
We
propose
the last name says it all.
To redirect over $7 million from the police bureau.
That our city, through our city administrative officer, identified $250 million in cuts.
The city council voting to dismantle, not just defund, but dismantle and rebuild the police department there. Is that a strategy you could agree with?
The council is being very thoughtful in terms of looking at
all of the services that
all the people calling for this haven't been in contact with a criminal ever in their life. Know that. Thank you. Next question.